Hello, everybody. Dorothy Morgan here, longtime professional astrologer. We're talking about the eclipse, lunar eclipse. Been talking about it for days and days and days, as have many others. How do we want to use this? How can we use right now, today, May 15th, as we're coming up to the eclipse? The eclipse isn't until the middle of the night. Here on the East Coast of the US, it isn't until just after midnight on Monday morning, so the 16th. So you on the West Coast have it a little after 9 p.m. So anyways, that means all day Sunday today we have the moon, and it is in that gibbous phase. So it's growing and getting bigger and brighter. I'm pretty sure you've seen it. I hope we have clear weather. I want to watch it tomorrow night too. No, it's tonight. What am I saying? Tomorrow night. All right. So let's get started. I'm going to share the screen, but before I do that, just so you know, we will do some astro dice as I always do, and we will pull a card. And let's get started on that screen share. Here we are. So right here is just noontime for my latitude, longitude. And I wanted to look at this first because we are still preparing, prepping, and getting ready for this eclipse. Because again, it isn't for a number of hours, especially if you see this first thing in the morning. Today, early in the morning, just after sunrise here on the East Coast, Venus and Chiron have made their exact conjunction to each other. Venus is now a separating aspect. I have talked about that a few times as well over the last week or so. And it represents that Venus in Aries, not necessarily a great place for Venus, but it is what it is. So what we love, what we value in the sign of Aries represents I need what I need. I'm going to go for what I want. And I am made very much aware of what I'm not getting in a relationship, or I am learning about speaking up for what I need in a relationship. And I talk about the relationships because that's one of the things that Venus is about. Now, with it connected to Chiron, I'm also aware of a number of people who are now in the position of not being in a relationship after a long time. And we're feeling, I say we, it's not me, but I always say we're feeling the sense of, the pain and the hurt of what's missing and what is over. So we have, depending on you and your life circumstances, will the outcome or the energy that you feel with Venus conjunct Chiron will vary from person to person. And that's why you will hear and see a lot of us astrologers talking about it in just one or two ways or a few different ways. And that's why, because we don't know exactly what's happening in your life specifically. However, we do know when Venus and Chiron come together, it can give us all of those opportunities and circumstances. All right. Now, we also, like I said, we're getting ready. The moon in Scorpio, it's not an easy place for the moon to be. However, as with Venus and Aries, the moon in Scorpio, it still is what it is. So that means we still have energy to work with. This happens once a month. It's not it's intense when the moon is in Scorpio. Water energy, very deep. It's fixed water, that's Scorpio. So we're feeling the deep and the intensity of this coming up. Now, wherever this is moving in your astrology right now, especially when it gets to the eclipse, right, later tonight, 25 degrees of Scorpio, we are looking at 25 degrees and 18 minutes to be specific. I wanted to be specific on that one. Look at where that is. The video prior to this one is the full moon eclipse through the houses. So please go watch that too. And there is an intensity there. So today, Sunday, the 15th, before we get to this apex of the eclipse, you could be spending some quiet time with introspection. So the Venus Chiron is already about relationships and all that I've already said. Oppositions, which a full moon is. Let's go to that chart. That's this one right here. This is the exact eclipse. Oppositions are also about the awareness in relationships or whatever is happening in our world, right? My allergies are kicking my butt these days. And my sweet mama has COVID. Oh my God. After 2.5 years of keeping her safe, somebody brought it into the house and she is sick. She's 88. Prayers for her would be great. She's coughing like a madman. It's terrible. Ugh. I'm feeling crappy myself because I saw her on Wednesday when she first realized she didn't feel good. So I get to stay home for a few more days. I think my shit is just allergies. I know I swore, sorry. So I'm a little foggy today. Anyways, eclipse process, take your time, go within, see where it's at. Then you can also work on how you can release and really separate yourself from situations and or circumstances that don't work for you anymore. Because if you're into rituals at all, these full moon eclipses, especially a full moon that's an eclipse, which this one obviously is, the flower moon, they call it, a blood moon, since it's a lunar eclipse, that happens too. We are able to, look at things that we do not want in our lives anymore, and how can we release those things? Release worry, stress, whatever it is. Again, seeing it through the houses is what you want to go take a look at. All right, I'm going to stop right there. Lots and lots more astrology over on Patreon. You're welcome to come and financially support me there at a few different tiers and different levels. We're going to do the Astro Dice, and what we do with the Astro Dice, if this is your first time here, welcome. My website's DorothyMorganAstrologer.com. We're going to ask Spirit to give us an extra message for the day, and we have the sun in Aries in the 8th house. Well, look at that. So what that means is the extra message is the sun is our ego, the ego drive, what we want to focus on, what the light is being shown on Aries. And on Aries, it represents the self, just like that Venus in Aries represents focusing on what you need to take care of you. And the 8th house represents Scorpio. 8th house is where Scorpio is the natural ruler in that sector. Sun in Aries in the 8th house, very similar to this eclipse, because we have Venus in Aries, eclipse is in Scorpio, 8th house. What does this represent? I'm talking in circles. It means that we are needing to, when we step up and we say what it is we want and need, when we put up those boundaries and we take care of ourselves, our own needs first, that's Aries, then a change will happen. And so if you're feeling the need for a change in your life, no matter what situation you're in, whether it's relationships or partnerships or business or work, whatever, or just a nice relationship to yourself, that change is possible. All right. Okay. I'm shuffling. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. More than 40% of you who watch are not even subscribers, but that's okay too. But it helps if you would. Lots of good content. Might as well share it with your friends and the groups you belong to. Song of the Wild. That's the card. Song of the Wild. How cool is that? So that's Aries too. Being free, right? Yep. Being free. Stepping out of your comfort zone. The birds across the way are really busy over there. Just be free. That's Gemini. Sorry, distraction. That happens all the time for me. Be free. Step into something new. Get out of your comfort zone. That's the Aries energy that we're feeling these days. Getting out of your comfort zone and and taking a risk and taking a chance and connecting. That's that Song of the Wild. And then get out into nature. That's what these cards are always about, really connecting with nature and your own spirit and your own higher self. So get out, connect with nature. One of my favorite stones here. Have to keep these out of the sun. The sun will fade these smoky quartz. So I'm going to leave us with that. We have a lot of work that we can be doing today, Sunday, the 15th. I don't know why I was going to say the 25th, because the 25th of Scorpio is where this eclipse happens. And so today, Sunday, as we're moving through the day, and you feel internal things coming to the surface, whether it's sadness or fear or separation or loneliness, or even exhilaration and love and attraction and adoring somebody. All of these things, we usually have very intense emotions when the moon is in the sign of Scorpio, and it's there already. It moved in yesterday. And so we're already feeling all of these things. Saturday, the 14th and into Sunday, the 15th. Put some light into your world and allow these changes and transformations to happen. Take control, be in charge, take your power back wherever you need to, if that's something that you need to do. And I'm going to leave us all with that. Thank you guys, everybody. Thank you so much. And blessings. Namaste.